And I'm an alcoholic addict.
Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT, your host. Just like I said about 2 seconds ago, an addict alcoholic.
And I'm Felice Weaver, your co-host, the wife of an alcoholic addict and also a co-addict.
Aaron, and Cody, what's going on?
Hello, everybody.
How is everybody doing today? We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Hi, Millie.
And
I'm my daughter.
There's Millie. She's the daughter of an addict. Yep, we are in family recovery, but I've been thinking about this channel and where I want to go with it. But I want everybody to know that this channel from here on out is going to be based on relapse prevention for the whole family. I don't care if you have 1 day or 30 years, relapse prevention is something we need. And my big question of the day is, oh, cool, you did the 12 steps. Now what? And we will get into all of that. But right now, let's say hi to everybody in the comments. Hi. Rob, what's up? Rob Everson in the house.
Holy Maryland.
Everybody is having a beautiful day. Went on a walk. We had that Zoom meeting today. That was really cool. Everybody showed up. We had about 14 people on there. We had Simon. Shout out to you from across yonder. Glad you were there. Glad you opened up. That was really awesome. It was a good thing. Good thing you did there, because that's, if we don't vent and we don't tell people how we feel, we don't heal. And I didn't mean to rhyme. That just did. This is how I roll. Cassie in the house?
Oh, yeah.
Cassie in house. What's up, Cassie? Merd says, I'm doing great. Yeah, she's a sweetie, isn't she? She just made me coffee. She was so excited to put special ingredients in there. They say that their most special ingredient is love.
What up, Alicia?
Alicia.
Do you see how she spells her name now?
Let me see. Alicia. Yes. That was for Merck. That's mostly for Merck.
Alicia.
I said Alicia all the time. I am not going to lie.
Tracy, what up?
Oh, that's okay. Next time. Every Saturday at 3:00, that's going to happen. And that meeting is going to be based. We had some questions in there. You know, how's this going to be? Is this like an AA meeting, an NA meeting? I'm not affiliated. I am the JSR of my home group AA. So I'm affiliated, whatever that
affiliated.
Word is, that one. In that sense, I'm affiliated. But this channel is this channel. This channel is Recovering Addict, and we are here for people who are coming out of. We're going to help people get off the drugs and alcohol. We're going to help people through the 12 steps. We're going to help people into relapse prevention. We are here for the family. We are here for anybody that is married to or affected by alcohol and addiction. And we're going to teach books. We're going to go through books. We're going to go through literature. We're going to educate, because it doesn't stop after the IOP programs. It doesn't stop after the inpatient programs. It's something we have to do the rest of our life, and we have to continue to learn, and practice. And if we don't, that's when complacency can slip back in the door. We don't want that to happen. Here's a question I'm going to throw out there for you guys. Who has heard of the term golden slippers meeting? Golden slippers meeting. Oh, I was getting at the Zoom meeting. Duh. So yeah, all that being said that I just said, the Zoom meeting is going to be set up to where crosstalk is fine. If somebody's going through something and somebody has the right questions to answer to help bring to light their problem, their character defect, or whatever's getting in the way, or if somebody has a comment to say through an experience that they've had that helped them through, that could possibly help them through, that's what we're there for. We are there as a community, a group in that Zoom meeting to chit chat back and forth about our problems. It's a place we can vent and you don't have to just vent and then be quiet and then the next person vent and then be quiet. You can vent, maybe even ask questions. You can vent, and then if somebody's like, hey, you know what, I just went through that 2 weeks ago and this is what's helping me, it's going to be a community to come together at the end of the week at Saturday at 3:00. We can just go through it and help each other out. And that's what it's for. Antonio, what's up, brother?
Antonio. Hi, Naomi.
Yeah. Glad
Hi,
you're in the
Holly
house.
Brady and Holly Ford.
Holly Brady and Holly Ford are in the house. We got the two Hollies.
I'm going to call you Brady and Ford.
Don't get them mixed up. Don't get them mixed up.
Brady and Ford. Brady and
Have
Ford.
you tried it yet?
But Holly's back. She's going to be on the show here in about 30 minutes. What?
Did you try it yet?
I did. It was delicious. Thank you. So delicious. Tony says, I really need to hit that Zoom meeting. Dude, 3:00. If you're not a part of the private Facebook page, that's where I put the links. If you don't have Facebook, reach out to me and I'll send you the link. But 3:00, man, that's the spot. Saturday. It was a good showing. We had a lot of people in there, people from a different country, and it was really cool. But we were able to talk about things, just hash it out. And that's what we're going to do, is hash it out. It reminded me of group therapy. As when I was sitting in group therapy, I noticed our count. I was there for 5 months every night. So I noticed his tactics, and then I read this book and I realized, wow, he got a lot of stuff out of this book and the group therapy stuff. But he taught us how to counsel ourselves and then how to counsel each other. So he would open up the meeting, and I think we're going to start doing this. Open up the meeting on Zoom. We're going to go around and we're going to ask everybody how they feel. What's their emotion at that moment? Because our emotions are something that we numbed to death. And then all of a sudden we start feeling these emotions, whether it's anxiety, depression, happiness, excitement. So we'll express our emotion. And if we need to talk about them, we will. And then we were taught to identify the person that was struggling. And then we would ask questions, and we'd pin down, you could weed through the addict and the addict thinking and get to the point. And when a whole bunch of people tell you that you have a tail, like a tail on your butt, you need to take a look and see if you have a tail. And that's what I want, a rich, solid, strong community to help people when they're struggling and to prevent them from relapsing. If you believe that you could possibly relapse, or you have been prone to relapse and you have relapsed, then that's what this is for. I want to be for the people who could possibly relapse, which is every one of us. But
Antonio's going to hit you up later.
Good.
And do you want to explain to Miss Hadley what Zoom meetings are about?
So Ms. Hadley, you've seen AA and NA meetings, right? We all sit in a circle. Zoom's the electronic version of that. Join our private Facebook group. If you haven't, you just click the link, and it's basically a Skype conference call between us all. But the topic is recovery and not some lame business meeting.
I'm going to put the link right meow.
Right now?
Right meow. I think you're part of it already, Miss Hadley.
Thank you, Cassie. I love how everyone is so spread out throughout the country and we all have the same thing in common. Yeah, and it's so open. You just feel so comfortable with each other too. And it's a great place. We had 14 people that showed up today, and some hearts were expressed, and everything in that group. Okay, you decide to come on this show. Say I send you a link and you decide to come on live. You're throwing your anonymity out the window and you're sharing your heart with the world. You come to Zoom. That's a place where you can express yourself, and there's the anonymity part of it. There's the privacy part of it. And we're going to start the meeting with emotions, and we're going to end the meeting with whom you see here, what you hear here. When you leave here, let it stay here, because that's what we do. We trust each other and protect each other, and we get things off our chest because we know the next person on the block over in their little camera has done and been through the exact same thing, even though it might be a different drug, a different time, a different location. They may have burned a different bridge. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much all the same.
You can see everyone if you choose to want to be seen.
Yeah, and it has the options, like she just said. You can have the camera on or not, or you can have just audio, or you could have your audio and your camera off and just sit in the digital bushes and listen.
Yeah, welcome, John, and welcome, Corey. What's up?
What up, John? Welcome back. Who was there? Someone?
John and Corey.
Corey. Yes.
Corey Daniel Wolf.
Yeah, he was in the meeting today.
Yep, said good to see you on Zoom.
Yeah, I had to bounce out of there because we had stuff to do, but it's all good. William Cole. Oh, the William Cole's the one.
Katie's glad you're back.
Petey, what's up, brother? I love you put together what is potentially the best recovery site online. We all practice real recovery that others don't offer. Amen. And you're the one, I just want to clarify, I'm pretty sure, but you're the one that sends me the emails with the books, right? And if it is you, thank you very much, because I purchased every one of those books. And I encourage every one of you, if you guys want to support this channel, you want to support this recovery group that we got going on here, get the books beforehand, because we're going to start going through books after book after book after book. And like my new slogan that I just started today is, you done the 12 steps, now what? And in that, so say this video uploads, we all get off, you go back to any one of my videos, because I'm going to post them all in there, but click that link to purchase the book so we can go through it together. And by purchasing that book through that link, that helps support this channel. And then we both got the book. We'll go through it fast or slow, most likely slow. We'll chew on every page and learn from it. And then you can have your book, you can take your notes, and then in the comments, you can ask questions. You can bring it over to Facebook. And even on Saturday at 3:00, if there's something that needs to be discussed, boom, we're there face to face talking about relapse prevention, recovery, growth, all the good stuff. And that's the goal and vision.
Welcome, Mama of Kenny and Christopher. I think you're a new face.
Christopher Smith. Nice to see you, brother. Glad you're here for everyone. Glad you guys are doing. Thank you very much.
Hi,
Appreciate
Bob.
that. What's up, Bob? I Facebook stalked you a little bit. I want you to write me a letter. I need to see. You're a good writer.
Marilyn.
Who's the author of
it's in
Staying
the
Sober?
link, right?
Terrence Gorski.
You put it in the description, though?
Yeah.
So if you look in the description of the video, the link is there. Click it. Buy the book.
I think yeah. But it's Terrence Gorski and Marilyn Miller. Forwarded by Father Martin. This is a good book, man. I didn't think it was going to be that good. Like I told you before, I asked my counselor, I said, hey, I need some extracurricular activity after I get out of here. You got a book in mind? He said, go get Staying Sober by Terrence Gorski. So I did. You know why? Because I never did what I was told before. Somebody would tell me to go right, I would go left. Somebody would tell me don't smoke that, I'd smoke too. And so now my counselor says do this, I do it. So I get a sponsor. He says, well, you probably should go this way, not that way. So I go the way the sponsor told me to go, because the way that I chose to live life up to this point in time only got me to jails and institutions. And the next thing would have been death, burning bridges, all that gobbledygook. Know what I mean?
John says, what's the topic again?
So the topic today, John, is we're finished with this book. And so we talked about what the addict is, what co-addict is, and what the possibility of both of us relapsing are. All the 37 signs for me, the addict, all the 37 signs for her. And so now we're going to read the last little bit of this and the importance of why this channel is headed in the direction of relapse recovery. So it's called Relapse Prevention Self-Help Group. And so the topic tonight is the importance of a self-help group that's focus is on relapse prevention. And I got it all lined out. I'm ready to pull that trigger, but we got some other stuff to do. We gotta read our daily meditation. We got to read our AA thought of the day and prayer. There's no news. I looked, it's all the same stuff. Coronavirus is doing the thing. The media is doing their thing.
Should be able to lift some restrictions soon in some places.
Yeah. Nothing's changed.
That's about it.
We're getting closer to this being over. This too shall pass.
You can start reading if you want.
Let me take a drink of my coffee.
No drinks. No coffee drinks. Just talk.
Bill, you've heard of Father Martin, huh? Yeah, he's for. Well, this is kind of an old book. Let's see, when was this thing done? I know that the study was back in from 73. So the first edition was in 1986, but the study started happening in the 70s. 73, I believe, is when Terrence Gorski started taking on the patients who were high potential relapse patients. And he started studying their behavior and the reasons why that they relapsed. And that's where he came out with this book.
Sorry, Polly. I meant the coffee. He's got to drink his coffee.
Coffee.
Hi, Sky. She's sorry she missed it.
Missed what?
Sky is sorry she missed it. Was she on your Zoom? Did she miss
She was in there.
Maybe sober James. We don't know what you missed.
What'd you miss, Sky? I thought I saw you today. Going by your alias. In the Zoom meeting, going by your alias. Alcohol really lowers our inhibitions. I have driven drunk more than once. It's stupid. Man, dude, me too. Me too. And then I even justified it by, well, you did this to yourself and you got to go do that. That's your problem. Go drive drunk, dummy.
I was like, good luck, dummy.
Yeah.
Don't get caught. Thank you. Thank you, Polly. Got it as in I don't got it. I feel like that was pretty good.
What?
He says, you got it.
Coffee. You sounded just fine.
Coffee.
Oh, no, you're good, Sky. You're good. And you're doing good. And so Sky, I was just talking about the Zoom meeting. So Sky was in that Zoom meeting and she was one of the ones that asked, how is this format going to be? And the interaction between her and Diane sharing their experiences of going through the exact same thing. And I'm sure Sky got a ton of encouragement and it gave Diana just strength and hope just to be able to share. And I think it helped. Did what we do today, the way that it was loosely formatted today because it was our first one. But Sky, did that help talking to Diana and then hearing from Polly and Simon and stuff the way that we did? You got Polly corrected.
I thought it was the ending. No, you got the beginning. You're good.
Oh, I have a new intro. So the new intro is 1 minute long and it's me coming through that tunnel, chucking the tools. And then that's so that when I go live, I can have people log on for that minute and then I can prepare everything because the first intro I was doing was only 5 seconds long and I couldn't get my audio and my camera to click right with it. And it was too fast for me.
It's good. Glad you got a good support group.
Good.
Antonio's got some dark stories.
Yeah, we all do, brother. We got war stories from hell. I do.
You making fun of my accent, Polly?
I was just, so on another note, my aunt died and we were with family yesterday and we're reminiscing about the past. And one of my cousins remembers me being a tweaker and I was fleeing cops I was fleeing something, right? But his wife came out and I had hid my motorcycle under their deck and crawled up and I was sleeping in one of their porch swings and freaked Tracy out. She was like, who the hell's on the back porch? And Bud goes out there. It's LT. And she's like, well, Bud's like, just let him sleep. So yeah, I used to do stupid crap. Veronica. Glad
you're here, Veronica. Did you accept my friend request? We could be friends.
I can't wait for next week. Zoom. We'll get you figured out, Veronica. We'll have Felice call you while you're trying to do it or something.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Phoenix. Marcus.
Welcome, Marcus.
Welcome. Arizona. Nice.
Anchored Hearts. You in there with John? Was it John? I think John's in there. Bill loves your intro.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you. So that is the future of this channel. We are going to be about relapse prevention. Solidly. We're not going to mess around with it at all.
Antonio says my accent's on fire.
Oh, it's on fire, huh?
I feel like Rocky Balboa.
I better put some water on it.
With my coffee. My coffee's really hot.
Yeah, she was my awesome aunt too. When I was in jail for that year that I was in there, she was every week. She was right there. Got to know her pretty good, sitting through plexiglass.
Yeah, they were awesome. They donated to the Ronald McDonald House when Linky got in his accident.
Yeah, after the accident, they became believers in the Ronald McDonald House, and so did we. That's an amazing organization.
You guys
wow,
want to donate
they took care of us. They put us up for 2 months in a really nice, it's like a hotel room, real nice hotel room. And then the second floor was just a giant kitchen with stoves and fridges that were donated food, and you just go in there and just whip up some food and meet people and they're hurting. And Ronald McDonald House, highly recommended. All right, here we go. Today is April 18th and this is the AA thought of the day. As I look back over my drinking career, I have learned that you take out of life what you put into it. When I put drinking into my life, did I take out a lot of bad things? Time in the hospital with DTs, jail sentences for drunk driving, loss of job, loss of home and family. When I put drinking into my life, was almost everything I took out bad? Think about that. Here's our meditation. I should strive for a friendless and helpfulness that may affect all whom. Let me read that again. That didn't make sense to me. I should strive for a friendliness. It's because I didn't read it right. I should strive for a friendliness and helpfulness that may affect all who come near to me. I should try to see something to love in them. I should welcome them, bestow little courtesies and understand on them, and help them if they ask for help. I must send no one away without a word of cheer, a feeling that I really care about them. God may have put the impulse in some despairing person's mind to come to me. I must not fail God by repulsing that person. They may not want to communicate with me unless they are sure of a warm welcome. Yeah, that's good. There's a Bible verse or something that says that. Careful who you talk to, because some have entertained angels and don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you may always lift somebody up. If what you're saying to them is not edifying for the moment, lifting them up and cheering up their spirit and sending them away in the same manner, God may have sent that broken heart to you for a reason. That's a good meditation right there. And that'll help you. That'll help me. That'll help me because a lot of time I'm repulsed by people immediately. I just have a bad attitude sometimes. But, if I meditate and think about that should help. So here's the prayer of the day. I pray that I may warmly welcome all who come to me for help. I pray that I may make them feel that I really care. Awesome.
I like that prayer a lot. I think the question's towards you from Marcus.
What was worst relapse? My worst relapse? Is that what you're talking about, Marcus? What was my worst relapse? I probably had so many relapses I can't even remember, but the worst relapse, shoot. They're all bad. I don't know. I'd have to, let me chew on that one for a little bit and I'll answer. I'll answer that in just a sec. Go ahead, please.
Yes, that question was for you. William Cole. I'm a professional at Relapse. Not proud, but can't run from my story. Have enough white key tags at Christmas to put them around the tree. Well, at least you keep coming back, William.
Yeah.
Yes, for you.
Okay. My worst.
I
Let
know.
me think about it for a little bit.
Hi, Bob. I know I
Have a can of tuna hiding around here somewhere. I really want tuna fish sandwiches with pickles and mayo, tons of pepper. I think there is one under the seat of my van. I hope it's not hot there. It's in a can. You should be all right.
the tuna's under your seat in the van. That sounds rough. And hopefully it's not open. Oh, I don't know how many gross rotten milk bottles we've found in the back of our van. It's nasty.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Okay, so let's go over this future of this channel and what we really want to do. So I'm going to read this, and the discussion basically is, go to the bookmark. That's where it is. The Relapse Prevention Self-Help Group. And that's what we're building. We're building a self-help group. And without each individual member of this group and every person in the chat and every person in our Facebook group, there is no group.
We're a pair.
Yeah. Relapse prevention is a way of life. The recognition and interruption of relapse symptoms must become a daily habit. As with any habit, relapse prevention is difficult to maintain. Many relapse-prone people find that they need support to keep their relapse prevention plan working. They have found that meeting with others who are relapse-prone is helpful. They set up regular meetings to discuss their relapse prevention plans and exchange information. In some areas, the relapse prevention self-help groups have been incorporated in AA meetings. In other places, special AA meetings have emerged for relapse-prone alcoholics. These meetings are called Golden Slippers meetings. Some AA members discuss their progress with relapse prevention planning during regular AA meetings, and since they have integrated relapse prevention planning into their regular 12-step AA recovery program, this is usually not a problem. Some AA groups, however, are reluctant to discuss relapse prevention during formal AA meetings. Although relapse prevention planning is completely compatible with the AA program, it is not part of that program. The method itself and literature such as this manual, Staying Sober, have not been conference approved. And as a result, many AA meetings do not allow discussion of the relapse prevention planning methods. Based on that paragraph that I just read is the direction this channel is going to go. I want everybody, and I will continue myself as well, to go to their fellowships, their home groups, their AA meetings, their hugs, their welcoming newcomers and doing the AA. But this is going to be a group that's set up to further that education from AA. Like I said before, you've done the 12 steps. Now what? So we're going to increase our knowledge in the prevention of relapse. And so I'm trying to find that niche of value inside recovery. And I'm going to find that niche and fill that void so that people like us, people with families, can continue the future with the tools they need to not relapse, if that makes sense. So because of this, some recovering people have developed relapse prevention self-help groups that are independent but cooperative with AA and other 12-step groups. These people do not stop going to AA. They simply start going to an additional self-help meeting that focuses specifically on their problems with preventing relapse. Ding, ding, ding. That's us. So the relapse prevention self-help group is a structured meeting designed to assist relapse-prone people suffering from addictive disease to recognize the warning signs of relapse and to learn how to effectively manage these symptoms. The group is designed as a voluntary self-help organization. There are no dues, fees, or memberships required. The primary purpose of the group is to help relapse-prone individuals recognize their unique problems and to meet together and to give mutual help and support in times of crisis. And that's what our Zoom meetings are going to be. Here on the channel, we'll come together and I will go through a book, just like we're doing right this very second. You guys hopefully will purchase the books and go through them with us through the week. We use the Facebook private group to throw questions and discuss anything we go through on these books throughout the week. And then Zoom, we all get together face to face and help each other out and discuss whatever needs to be discussed to continue this progress in relapse prevention. So you got the channel for education. You got the Facebook group for anything you need in there as far as members go, through easily connecting throughout the week, just throwing comments and questions. And then Saturday at 3, Zoom, face-to-face discussion, nailing down problems. Hey, I suffered from this week. Anybody, you know what I mean? Just that's the topic. The foundational topic is relapse prevention. How did we use our education from the week? All the stuff we're learning through these books, and a place to where we can get to know each other beyond, the digital texts.
Do you know why AA is not privy to expanding on relapse prevention?
It doesn't say, and I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just read this earlier today, and I read that too. But I could look into that.
Cody says we should talk to a producer and get us set up in a house for alcoholics and addicts and do a reality TV show.
Dude, that sounds like a great idea. That would be, I don't know if they're still drinking though. I don't know.
She said we'd have enough stories to tell.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome, Raina. It's
Raina.
okay that you're late. At least you're here.
Glad you're here. What drops
Oh, look. A&E will pick us up.
That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully A&E will catch wind of us.
Like the real world for recovering addicts.
But then I think about the future, and if this channel does decide to get big, I don't want to lose this tight-knit community of recovering. I don't want to just be a glamour show to look at. I want to actually build a community that results in productivity for people across the whole globe. But I imagine we could do that too if we went on A&E or something. But I relapsed after
go ahead.
After 14 years of nothing stronger than aspirin, long time ago, 2005. Went on 2-year runner before I got my doo-doo back in one bag. Nice.
Good job, Bob.
Yeah. So if I relapse, what is the best way to get back on track again? What's your drug of choice there, John? What is your drug of choice?
Aaron says...
How clean are you, too? How long have you been clean?
Aaron says to just keep going back and telling yourself.
Exactly. That's one thing, is to don't do it. Go to a meeting and spill the beans on yourself. Exactly. That's like that'd be the step one of it. Cody doesn't want to lose it either.
Yeah, there's Rob. Polly says he's loyal.
Yeah, I love talking to Polly.
Polly's a good guy.
Way good.
And he likes my accent. Don't you, Polly?
Starts to make sense when people say, just keep coming back. Yeah. Once that clicks in your mind, you're like, dang.
I guess I'll keep coming back.
And the cool thing is you can go back after a relapse and know that you're not going to get judged. You may have people that are disappointed because every time we pour our heart into somebody and they're doing good and they slip and we see them hurt themselves and have to pick themselves back up, it's always a disappointing, sad, all those emotions that go with that. But it's a place you can go and know the person you're talking to is not going to disown you or judge you. They're just going to accept you, welcome you back with open arms, and grab you by the arm and pull you and keep pulling you up. You know what I mean? So that's the cool thing about recovery.
Did you see John is alcohol?
Alcohol.
And
just
welcome,
like me,
Carmen.
huh? Carmen, nice to see you.
See, he thinks I'm funny.
So alcohol. The cool thing, well, not cool thing, but opioids is the scary one in my mind, because when people relapse on that and say they've been clean for a while, it could kill them, especially if they go back to using the same dosage that they were using when they got off the drug. So that's scary enough in itself. You don't know what's on the street, fentanyl, all that crap. But to come off opiates is just as deathly sick where your bones are crawling out of your skin, and it's difficult to overcome. Alcohol can be similar if you go on a huge bender with DTs and all that kind of stuff. But if you relapse, don't relapse for one. It's easier to stay sober than get sober. But pick yourself up. Whatever you did to get sober the first time, do that again, throw it all out, and then come back to the meetings and tell on yourself and go to 90 and 90 if you have to. Find anything recovery related and start working on your character defects. If you haven't done the step work, start pressing through the steps and all that kind of stuff. My relapse really sucked. So many anguish and despair. Day after day, my mental health crisis. And the whole time I was relapsing, I just wanted to get back to the good grace of sobriety. Yeah. And John, the more that you learn about Alcohol Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, and you start learning all the literature, the saying out there, you've probably heard it, but it's not, you can't go back out and have a head full of AA and a belly full of alcohol and be comfortable with it. It ruins the comfort level of being drunk, and the guilt and shame are there rocking you the whole time until you drink yourself into oblivion, blackout drunk. Then you wake up even worse, and you just have to start this ugly process over the cycle. And it's easier to stay sober than it is to get sober. What did Petey say? Close neck grope, but I am all for helping anybody that needs help. Yep, me too. And that's what I want to do, is create an environment for anybody that needs to come and get help, that has help. When they say oxy, do they mean oxycodone or oxycontin? I don't know the difference.
Me either.
I don't know the difference.
Polly says it's short for Oxycontin. I'm sure you saw that.
I don't know.
Me neither.
All right, so this self-help group is designed to work in cooperation with Alcoholics Anonymous, and ours will be too, because I completely agree with the principles of AA, all their literature, their meditations, their thoughts of the day, their whole program is just solid. And so we're going to use a ton of that literature and tools because it works. Why would you try to reinvent the shovel if it didn't work, right? So this group is Alcoholics Anonymous program. It is also designed to work cooperatively with professional counseling. This group is not designed as a substitute or a replacement for AA or professional. Yeah, we are not a replacement for AA or a professional counseling. So basically what we're going through is the last chapter about a self-help group. And this is basically teaching you how to build a self-help group. And so when it's referring to this group is not designed, it's talking about this group because I am basically pulling ideas from this book and pushing them into this community. The only qualification for the membership to this group is a history of honest attempts at sobriety that have failed or a fear that relapse may occur. So there's the groups. You want to be a member of this group? Obviously, you got to go to the Facebook group to become an intimate member,
I
but
got the link. I got the link.
that's just connection wise,
Nope.
right? But to be a part of this group, the only qualification is a history of honest attempts. Honest attempts is the key word there at sobriety that have failed, or a fear that relapse may occur. And every one of us, if you haven't relapsed, and if you have relapsed, every one of us should have a good, healthy fear of relapse. If you don't have that healthy fear of relapse, you probably should check yourself, in my opinion. What?
AA for life. Vato loco.
Who said that?
Atticus. Welcome, Atticus. That's funny.
You guys want to say hi to Holly? I think she's
I
backstage.
want to say hi to Holly.
Let me read this. I'm going to be first to say 100%. If you don't deal with your mental health issue first, you can't recover because you'll relapse self-medicating until you have mental stability. I have learned over many years of trial and error. Yeah, you have to have healthy. Yeah. What, William? Man, he always has good stuff to say too. I love it. All right, let's check in with Holly. And then we will continue on with this after she gives us her little update of what's been going on. Holly, what's going on?
Hey guys, I'm a
Holly.
little tired.
We don't need headphones.
Go ahead and
today.
keep talking. We're gonna get her headphones on.
Okay, little sleepy. Didn't get dressed for tonight. I'm sorry. It's been a long last 6 days. I stayed sober over those 6 days. But it has been hard. It has been, I'm in one of the hardest hit, no, actually the hardest hit nursing homes in North Carolina. I had, just to kind of give you a synopsis, I had 29 patients last night, and when I came in, 10 were gone. They had been tested and moved to the other side. So actually right now, out of 90 patients, we have 19 negative.
That's good. So what do you mean by they were gone? Like, what do you mean?
So when I do my rounds on the halls, as I'm giving a report and coming on to my shift, I kind of look both ways, and I'm going to try not to get upset. I look both ways, and their rooms are like empty. They're gone to the positive side. And a lot of these people, I knew 2 people who had symptoms, and I called last night and I said, these people need to be, because they had already tested negative. But they went from like room air to needing oxygen to keep their O2 up. I'm like, they need to be retested. They had already retested them, and they tested positive the second time. But when I came in, out of 29 patients, 10 were moved over to the positive. It's just hard, So I go over to the positive side last night to check on these people, because every night I bring them something, a cookie, a cupcake, and it's just.
Can I give you a little encouragement?
Yeah.
So Felice and I, as soon as this Corona stuff started happening, obviously we did our research, but we watched the Spanish flu, a documentary on the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
And multiple times, the best thing they said, there was like no cure, there was nothing. And they said the number one factor to people surviving was nurses providing just a cold washcloth and a loving care.
Yeah.
So you're out there doing the right thing.
I am. But when those 10 beds were empty, I'm sorry. It's just, this is real. And for those who don't understand it, it is so real and it's so hard. they're not allowed visitors. So I am their visitors. And I work around the clock to take care of these people. So when I went in last night and those beds were empty, it's just, all these people who say it's not so serious, it is. Because these people have nobody. They have no family. They're not allowed visitors. We are it. And that's it. And I left my side, which is supposed to be clean, but let me remind you, they've had exposure, and 10 out of 29 were gone when I came onto my last shift. So if that tells you that they're negative, they're not. They were tested by the health department, and they all turned up positive. It's hard. You build these bonds. And so I went over to the positive side to check on them. And they went from like private rooms to shared rooms with other positive people, which I understand because they're at like a max over there. But when they're looking at me and they're scared and they're crying, it's just hard.
So you said in your text to me that you were experiencing some symptoms. What's going on with that?
It started last night. Probably I went to work at, let's see, I don't even know what day it is because I've worked like 6 days, and I'm not a night nurse. Like, I've never done this. I do peds, and I do during the day, and I do private home care, and I do home health, but I've never really done nursing homes, and I've never done third shift. So I originally was working 11 to 7. So I get my days confused. I'm sorry. So last night, God, I can't even think. I'm sorry.
I'm going to comment to somebody. Atticus, we see your comment. You might be a little bit behind in the video. Just hit that live button or scoot your line over. You'll catch up to where we are, but we'll get back to that question, I promise. Raina wants to know, is there any false positives, Holly? And everybody's being supportive with I love yous and don't give up. And
there was false positives. Actually, we had like 86 residents in this nursing home, and you guys can Google this. It was Orange County, North Carolina, Carolina Point. It is the hardest hit nursing home out of any place in North Carolina. The problem is when they went through and they tested all the residents, which I don't know initially how many there were before I came on. They separated. We have a positive unit and we have a well unit. The well unit is what I'm on because I said, I have kids. I have small kids. My mom's on chemo currently. Put me on the well unit. They were fine with it. But out of 29 patients, they came through the day before yesterday and tested them, and 10 were positive. So our unit is actually showing more symptoms than the positive unit, because we have a higher viral load than they do because they're overcoming it over there. We have new cases. So it's just pitiful because, I went over to the positive side today, and these are people I know by their first name because I've taken care of them for the last 6 nights, and I brought them cookies and cupcakes and popcorn and whatever I can do to brighten their day. And they're looking at me crying. They had private rooms, and that now they're sharing with somebody positive, and now they're scared they're going to pass away. And it's just, and a lot of these people had no symptoms. I had 2 patients that had symptoms, and all the rest of them, no fever, no cough. I mean, you look at them and talk to them, and they were completely normal, tested positive. So it's just hard. I feel bad for leaving them this weekend.
When are you going back?
I go back Monday night.
Monday night? Okay, so you got
Yeah.
Saturday or tonight and tomorrow night?
Yeah. I was doing 8-hour shifts. They put me up in a hotel. But when I go back Monday, I do 12-hour shifts, which I'm
Oh,
okay
wow.
because, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't want you guys to think badly of this nursing home. When this first started, they had the nurses they had on staff were running 24-hour shifts because people refused. And even this morning, I was at the front desk, and they're like, "We're not going in there if we don't have shoe covers. We're not going in." You know, this is what we signed up for. You know, who's going to take care of these people if we don't? This is our job. This is our job. Like, it just completely frustrates me that I get it. Like, when I go in there, I mean, my youngest is 6 years old. I get it. And I have a daughter that's going to turn 18 on Thursday, and I have a daughter that's 13. So I get it. There are risks, but when you sign up for this, you sign up for it. And if you don't do it, who's going to do it? Like, I just, it's just hard. I just sent out a patient the other night with EMS because she was dehydrated. Okay, dehydration is something that's preventable. It's neglect. If somebody has to go out because they're dehydrated, somebody is not giving them what they're supposed to be giving. Water is essential. Um, if you send them out because they have COVID, whatever, that's okay. But if you send them out because they're dehydrated, I had to feed this lady like a bird. Like, she was gulping this water down like she's been stuck in the desert for a week. There's no excuse for it. And the healthcare providers, and I'll say this, and I might get some whatever back, but if you're not putting your part into this is not your calling, because I sacrificed myself. I have a 6-year-old, like I just said. I have a family, but I signed up for this, and it just baffles me. Like this morning, all these new nurses they had coming in from Duke University. Well, we don't have shoe covers. Well, I've worked the last 6 nights and I haven't had shoe covers, but I had an N95 mask. That's more than most hospitals have. Well, I can't cover my hair. I'm not working. Well, then you shouldn't be here, because to me, like I said, it's a calling. And it's hard. I needed the weekend. I needed to take a break, but it's hard leaving those people. It's, you know, when their only time is, or their only bright time of the day is you, and you have to leave them just to take a couple of days off. It's hard.
I agree with that. I want to get real with you for a second. So, what are you doing to take care of yourself? Because if you don't take care, understand that you signed up for some craziness, but if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of them. And then on top of that, your sobriety, how's that going?
Well, I was sober all week until tonight. Um, I did drink tonight, but not a drop all week. I have been sleeping. I have been eating. I have been keeping my fluids. I have been taking my vitamins. Um, it it's just hard. It's hard. They're 2 hours away from me, and they put me up in a hotel. I feel almost like a sense of abandonment. Like I've just, and I've worked the last 6 nights. I've worked, probably 62 hours this last week. And next week, I work 80 some. So,
Are you using that as an excuse to drink?
no, 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 I'm not. No, I probably use it as an excuse to make me feel better. Does that make sense? Like, I already felt bad. I didn't want to leave.
So what excuse did you tell yourself to start drinking today instead of taking care of yourself while you're at home until you go back Monday? Frozen? Looks like her internet froze. Are we frozen? No.
No, she's just frozen.
Huh. When the hard questions come, the internet stops working. Isn't that weird? I want her to take care of those people, and my heart goes out to everyone, and I understand the pain. And that was really cool what we learned about that in that Spanish flu thing that we watched, was that nursing and the loving care was what got most people through, and nothing the doctors were doing or anybody else, the politicians especially. But it was. Is she back? Nope. I don't know what happened. We'll just wait and see what happens. Okay. Anyway, let's go through some of these. Let's go back up to this guy real quick. I want to read something too. Actually, on that note, let's check out Cassie's positive note for the day.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today's motivational quote here on Recovering Addict. Mistakes are always forgivable if one has the courage to admit them. Bruce Lee. As always, guys, you know what to do. Continue to keep spreading that love.
Boom.
Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you, Cassie. We'll wait and see if she can pop back in or not. But Atticus, your name's Arnold from Flagstaff, and you are clean off of meth and heroin for 7 months, 10 days. Biggest fear is relapse. Well, you found the right group, because if you are in fear of relapse, that's the only membership we require. Good job on that. Stay clean, keep coming back. I'm sure you probably heard or read a bunch of comments to you. I saw them coming up as they were coming up, as saying, keep coming back, doing what you're doing, keep working that program, and we'll get through this because we recover better together. What's up, bud?
I have a quote.
You got a quote?
I have a quote. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I am changing myself.
Oh, let me read that to everybody. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. And that's how you change the world.
Change starts with
And that's why I drink, to escape feeling numb, though. Live a lie. Yeah, I hear that. Oh, she's back. Let's pull her back on and let her continue. Get down to the nitty gritty. There you are. We lost you.
Hey, welcome back,
Hey,
Holly.
my signal.
Oh, you have no audio. Oh, okay.
You can't hear?
No, I can hear you now.
Okay. I mean, I'm with you. I think it's an excuse. I don't think that anybody really understands. And no, that's an excuse. I don't know.
Well, I think our main concern in here, people in the chat, is that you love and care for these people, but then alcohol is tearing you and your family apart. You won't be able to care for those people as much as you want to if your home is a wreck and your physical body's a wreck at the same time, So we want to get you through and keep you strengthened and encouraged so you can go out on those front lines. And we want to repair you for you and your boyfriend and your kids as well, because you know what I mean? You got to take, that's where we're at with all that, I'm sure.
Well, I will say this for the people who think that I need to repair me to take care of others. I get that. You kind of have to love yourself before you love somebody else truly. But I can tell you that I put 10 times as much care in these people than I do myself. And that's the problem.
Check out Bob's comment.
They're not going without. Like, I take care of these people like if they were my mom, It's just, I think the part that gets me is going in last night and them being so upset that they removed. Now I wasn't there when they removed. You have to remember there were 29, and when I came in this morning, and I do my rounds and I look side to side from room to room, 10 people that I have bonded with were completely not there. It was an empty bed, and TVs were playing in the room like they were still there. And these are people who had no symptoms who tested positive. So I feel guilty. And these patients, when I'm on duty, I take care of them 100%, the same way I would take care of my mother. So I get the whole, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of them. And I don't believe that, because I take care of them before I take care of me.
That could be a downfall, though, too.
It is, but that's how much heart I have in it.
What if you go on a bender this weekend and then Saturday or Sunday night you drink too much and you can't make it to work Monday?
Oh no, that's not gonna happen. I'll be there for them. There's no doubt. That's why I'm drinking now. Honestly, it's because I feel bad for leaving them.
What if they had an accident right now up there and they needed you to hurry up and get in your car and leave right now to go take care of them? Would you be able to get in the car and go?
I wouldn't drive, but I'd be there.
So you'd take yourself there under the influence to take care of them?
I would not drive, but I'd be there. Absolutely. For any of them. And I'm not saying to be on the clock, but if they just wanted me there or to talk to me or whatever, I'd be there. Like, I don't, these people, and it's not just 80 and 90-year-olds. I have patients that are in their 50s who've had accidents, who are in there, who have lost their wives or their kids, or they had, right now, no visitors, none.
Hey, Holly,
Yeah.
just real quick. You're giving all of this effort and you're sober while you're doing this and giving all this care to these strangers that you don't know. And then you come home and you drink and you don't give that same effort and sobriety to your family. Is that?
It's not fair.
Yeah, like, why do the strangers get your sobriety and not your family?
This is going to be stupid when I say this, but when I come home, I feel like I can relax. Maybe that's an excuse, but that's how I feel. I feel like I can, like, and I can't do that there. Like, it's, you have a valid point. I can't argue that. There's no arguing that. I mean, it's true, and I know this. So I don't know.
And I bet 100% your family is asking that same question, because I know I did with him. I was like, why do these strangers at work get your sobriety and we don't?
Because I get to relax.
Yeah, because of excuses.
It's
not fair.
Not just an excuse. It's a feeling. Like, it's not an excuse. It's not something I make up.
Oh,
but
relaxing.
But you did.
Yeah. There's other ways to relax that are better for you. But those are the hard questions maybe to think about.
Yeah.
Good point, Cat Zombie. Thank you.
I agree. I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong.
Yep. Our family, Rob says, Epperson, he says, my family and loved ones deserve our sobriety. They deserve our very best self. Absolutely.
So either way, I failed.
No, you don't have to fail.
Hey, Lisa, how's it going?
It's just hard work and realizing you're powerless and getting the help that you need, which is what we're here to support you to do that.
I agree with Cody here. He says, my wife once told me she always hears everyone talk about how good of a guy I am She wished that her and the kids got that same guy. Yep, dude. Exactly, because people at work
Mhm.
loved me. I was funny. I would work hard. I would kick it. I'd kill it at work, and then I'd come home and be a drunk, sloppy mess. Everybody give Lisa. She's in the chats.
Hi, Lisa.
So we're just trying to push you to the reality of what drinking's going to get you. Right now, you say how much you love the patients. We totally understand that. Our heart goes out to everybody, and we understand the front lines, and maybe not the extent that you do with exactly what you saw. But on the addict side of things, we understand what your family's going through watching you. And then if you really did love those patients and you got called out to go take care of them right now, you wouldn't be able to. You couldn't, you'd have to depend on somebody else to get you there. When you got there, you couldn't clock in because you're under the influence. So you could maybe be a visitor, but they might not let you in if you're not in your nursing duties,
Yeah.
So you can't care for them as much as you say you do. And then your family first and foremost needs you at your in sobriety, period.
Well, I want to back you up for just a second. If you say that I don't care for them as much as I say I do, that's baloney. I mean, these people.
If you got called in right now, is that a possibility they could call you in if it got emergency enough?
No, I already asked them earlier if they needed me.
But if some emergency happened, could you be called in? Is that a possibility?
No.
Not at all. Zero.
But does that essentially mean I don't care about them as much as I say I do?
No. What that is permission for you to drink because you don't have responsibility.
I agree with. But
you do have responsibility to your family. So you can use it as an out to drink, but your family doesn't ever leave.
I agree. I'm sorry. Yeah, shut the door. You're fine.
Amy, can we
Hey, baby, I'm on the phone. You have to go downstairs.
Go ahead. I got her. Might mute.
I wanted her to listen.
No.
She's distracted.
She's distracted by kids.
Yeah, kids are distracted. It's fine. But
hold on.
I used to ask LT that same question because I had to work at night and
Aaron's got
or I had to work at night.
Yeah, Fleece was on swing shift and I was on day shift, and Aaron's point is valid to that right there.
Yeah. So I would work at night and he would be home with the kids at night, drunk as could be, with Link, who was recovering still. And that was my question to him was, would you be capable in an emergency to take care of the kids? And the answer obviously would be no. And even if your husband even got injured, would you be able to take care of the family? So there's just things to think about, or reasons, I guess, to help. I don't know, just things to think about. Because it's not just patients. There's all sorts of emergencies, and you should. I don't want to say you should, but and I understand that the addict is going to tell you that it's okay and this and that, and he would say the neighbors will take care of it, and I'd be like, it's not the neighbor's family.
Yeah.
But eventually, when you're ready to quit, those are the questions that maybe you'll ask yourself that can help. Reasons why you should stay sober.
So due to time, we got to start kind of wrapping this up. So tomorrow, is your plan to drink or stay sober? And do you want to come on tomorrow sober?
That's my hope. But at the same time, I feel kind of, and it may be the drinking, but I feel kind of attacked. I mean, my family is my everything and my patients are my everything. But at the same time, how much can one person take? I'm taking all the prescribed anti-anxiety, antidepressant, everything I can take.
One's enough. One's too many, and 1,000's never enough. That's a saying we have here.
I guess you guys feel like I just don't care about my kids, or
no,
they're not.
We know you care about your kids. It's just the addict is gonna come up with excuses. So we do understand, but it would maybe not be a bad idea, like somebody suggested to find a therapist or a counselor to help you, because we can only do so much over the phone. Sometimes it takes someone closer.
Okay. All right. Well, thank
Wait,
you guys.
We do
You're
know that
welcome.
you love your family. I knew he loved us. It's just that addiction will get you.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Well, she's probably not too happy with that, but she was drinking, taking sips out of the bottle right there, and I didn't want to continue that at all. You can only put it in there. You know, that's the hard questions make you feel like you're being attacked when you're unwilling to be open to that constructive criticism. And that's this, what does it say, how it works? If you're not constitutionally able to be completely honest with yourself, and that's answering those hard questions at the moment. And when I was in alcohol, you could have asked me those exact same questions while I was drunk and I would have had the exact same answers. But now that I'm sober, I've been through a program and I'm learning. I look back on it. I loved my wife and kids. I loved the people I worked with, but I loved alcohol just a little more. And that's a fact. Every one of us in addiction loved our drugs and our alcohol just a little more. If we didn't, we could have gave them up. And that's part of the disease, if you want to call it a disease, is that it brings that out in us, our addict. And that's the addict we have to keep at bay. That's the addict we have to learn how to battle and fight. And until we accept that addict side of us, then the battle is going to continue to rage and you're going to burn bridges. Your family, it's just jails, institutions, and death. I'm preaching to the choir. I know this. Any thoughts? John, stay strong. Yeah. This addiction will steal your job, possibly your family, and then your life. Holly, we're cheering for you. You deserve sobriety. Yes, amen.
Yes, you do, Holly. You deserve it.
Yep. Bill, I believe you on that one, Bill. How do you feel when you get home? Is it like getting home from work to be at work again? Are you talking to me? Or
No, I think
was
he's
that for
talking
Holly?
to Holly. We're a
Oh,
little behind.
are we behind?
Yeah, just right there.
Right here?
There, yeah.
So I love my family too, and I chose it over them over and over, and it breaks my heart to admit that, and I couldn't admit it back then. No way, we don't admit it until we get sober and clean. And if you're in the middle of actually drinking, you're not going to admit it. And the drunker and more the alcohol kicks in, the more the addict is going to rage against any type of, but there could be seeds for later if remembered. You
Yeah.
know? So
those
I didn't want to
seeds.
cut her off, but the conversation during drinking, you know how it goes. It just goes in circles and circles and circles. We have to just, be there to love her and support her, and we'll always continue to pray for her and know that she is a good woman. We know that. We know she loves her family. We know she loves the patients. We know that. But what we're getting at is the addict and the alcohol.
Yeah,
and when
what
we
is-
start poking at the addict don't like it at all. But we understand the person she is behind that addict is an amazing woman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This relieved every lie I told my green-eyed cat, you and me both. So worth it. So true. I feel for her too, What does Lisa want? Who are you going to pinch, Lisa? I will pinch. Okay, I want to read a story. I'll read a story real quick. This is where I was getting at here. This is going to be another staple of to where this channel is headed. And obviously, if I don't learn, I can't build a community with the resources I have been given. And so this is one of the things that's going to help me
Oh,
build
I
that
see.
resource.
I caught up on the I will pinch.
Wow.
Polly wanted to have a Zoom meeting, and Lisa said, I will. And he said, I don't know how to set it up. So Lisa said she will.
Oh, cool.
Something to that.
So
effect.
Lisa's going to have it. That'd be cool. We'll have a James, a Lisa, and an LT. That'll be 3 times a week. And with Lisa and James, and I would share in the load, we'll lighten the load.
I don't
Many
know
hands.
if it's for everything, but for tonight.
Oh, for tonight? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, talk amongst yourselves. So imagine that you are on a hike. You're on a hiking trip in the middle of the desert. You see a figure in the distance. It's an old bearded man, half naked, crawling on his hands and knees, his fingers clawing at the sand and earth. You ask him, "What are you doing?" He says, I'm I'm digging for buried treasure. And you ask him, how long have you been at it? He's all, weeks, months, maybe. It is hard, slow work. And you notice the old man's bloody fingers and his raw, calloused knuckles. And you say, listen, man, digging with your bare hands is pretty insufficient method. That hole is only a couple of feet deep. Let me loan you my shovel. And you reach into your backpack, you pull out a lightweight, tempered edge spade, and you drive it into the ground. And in less than 5 minutes, you've demonstrated to that old fellow that more progress can be made in moments than he could have made in months by using his bare hands. Then, and an amazing thing happens. The old man's eyes fill with hate, and his face flushes angrily. He charges at you, grabs the shovel from your hands, and he throws it away. Get away from me with all your new fangled contraptions, he says. I've been digging this way my whole life, and it works just fine. Now you just get out of here and leave me alone. I'll be fine doing it my way. Not cool. So many people seek recovery from addiction and disease in the same way that this old man is digging for treasure. They attempt to maintain sobriety without the tools of AA or professional treatment. If digging a hole with your bare hands is the only way you know how to get the job done, you do it that way. But it is slow, hard work, and the chances of finding treasure in the form of long-term, comfortable sobriety are very low. But what many people have used in their hands, so... All right, I'll just continue to read. I was going to skip those 2 paragraphs, so I'm going to continue. It's good to hear it all. So AA is a tool of recovery, much like a shovel is a tool in searching for treasure. A shovel gives you a better and more efficient way to dig. Having a shovel does not guarantee that you will find what you are looking for, but it sure does increase the chances and makes the process of searching for it much easier and more enjoyable. So back in 1935, the founders of AA provided hope by showing alcoholics that recovery was possible. They provided a shovel in the form of the 12 steps that many have led to recovery. So since 1935, a lot has been learned about recovery. The basic principles of AA have been proven to be accurate. There is treasure in the form of long-term comfortable sobriety. It can be found in digging exactly where the 12 steps tell you to dig, and by using the shovel it has provided to make the task easier. But let's go back to that old digger guy. Suppose he takes the shovel offer that you offered him. But suppose that after a while he comes to a rock that shovel cannot penetrate. You offer him a pickaxe, and once again his goal becomes attainable. Professional treatment and AA together provide a pick and a shovel necessary for the large number of people to reach the goal of sobriety. But what are the many people who have used their hands, used the shovel, and used the pickaxe and still have hit a gigantic boulder that cannot be removed with the tools that they have? Relapse prevention planning provides an air hammer if you choose to use it. So my point in this channel is AA and counseling is the pickaxe and the shovel that's given to the person who used to try to get sober on his own. And then once you've used the pickaxe and the hammer, or the pickaxe and the shovel, and you just can't get a little further, I want to be able to teach through books and through our community the air hammer that's required to break through the boulders. And so that's another direction this channel is heading, and that's what you can get from here. Relapse prevention planning does not replace AA nor professional treatment. This channel does not replace either one of those. And neither does it diminish the importance of AA principles and practices. This place right here simply adds another powerful recovery tool to the already powerful principles of AA. So tonight's topic basically was a group relapse prevention planning, group relapse prevention team. And that is us here at Recovering Addict on this channel. That is us in the format of our private group that you should all be in with us. And then Zoom meeting on 3:00 on Saturdays. What do we got here in the comments?
Newsflash, Bob found the tuna.
Go for a little hike out of the parking lot. Sandwiches. Good for you, Bob.
Glad you found it, Bob.
And so that finishes staying sober. And if you'd like to purchase this book, click the link that we'll take you to Amazon. It's like $14 or something like that for a pay. You can probably buy it used too, but go into our video's description and find Staying Sober. There's a link right next to it. It'll take you right to the book. And if you buy it through our link, that'll help support this channel. And the next book that we're going to go through in a couple of days, we're going to take the next couple of days and just go through some step stuff and talk and just, I don't know, I got some things to talk about. But the next book we're going to go through is The Steps We Took by Joe McHugh. And this book, I encourage you, before we get started, to go into our description, just like I said before, click the link, purchase it there on Amazon. And if you do, that will help support the channel. So you'll get your book just like you would if you went and searched it out to buy it anyway. But if you use our link, you're actually supporting this channel and our mission to be that air hammer alongside AA and counseling to improve and just continue to grow this group.
Atticus wants to give a shout out to Cheyenne real quick.
Atticus, shout out to Cheyenne.
Thank you, Cheyenne, wherever you are.
And he wanted us to shout out his sober group too, but Holly was talking.
Oh,
it's way up there. So
write it again, Atticus. We'll shout him out.
Atticus, we are shouting you and all your friends and everything, the sober living place you're in, if that's what it said.
I think so.
Keep going, keep coming back. I hope you guys can gain something from this channel. And the importance of this channel is to get sober. And from now on, when people are not gonna, I'm not gonna just wah to the excuses. If you're making excuses to continue to use and continue to, and I'm gonna be this rough inside the Zoom meetings as well. If you're coming up with just straw man excuses to continue in your addiction, I'm going to call you out on it, because I'd rather have you pissed off at me and get sober eventually than for me to make you feel good and continue in your addiction. So that's where I'm at. Sorry if you're offended. Not sorry.
You'll get that from me as well. I didn't hold back with him. I ain't holding back with y'all.
I don't know if it was love or pain that got me on the other side. I think it was a bit of both. Good night, brother. It's definitely both.
Corey, yes, it's already posted. Just click the description on the YouTube channel, and it's there.
What, the Recovering Addict?
So I can purchase it.
Okay, Corey, so you're in YouTube right now. If you hide the live chat and click on the description of this video, you'll be able to scroll down just a little bit and you'll see all the books we're going to go through. I got four of them on there, and 3 of them are lined up. And the next book we're going through is Joe McHugh. And if you want to go ahead and get the other 2 books that are underneath that, because that's where we're headed. We're going to go through, we just finished Staying Sober. We're going to go through the 12 steps we took. And then we're going to go through the one, I believe it says, It'll Never Happen to Me. And then there's one other one. I can't remember the name of it, but we're going through all these 4 books here in the next however long it takes. Every night, 8 o'clock, until things get back to normal. And we can maybe get this on a maybe 5-day schedule. I don't know. But until then, we have 365 days dedicated every single night. So if we don't show up one night, either the internet went down, the power went out, or I died.
Well,
that's where it's at.
That escalated quickly.
Well, that's true. Thank you, Corey. Yeah, if you click that link and purchase this book, make sure you get this one too. If you want to work through the book with me as I'm on here going through the book and then discussing the book, get the Steps We Took by Joe McHugh. That's the one we're going to start probably Monday night. And then we can throw questions and comments about it on Facebook. And then if we need to discuss anything further on Zoom, we will. Zoom's going to be a place where we're going to talk about our emotions. It's going to be a place where we talk about the hard things. We're going to ask each other the hard questions. And we're going to, if we hear somebody talking through their addict, we're going to poke that addict and tell that addict to zip it. www.zipit.com.
Oh, you out, Polly? We'll see you later.
Good night, Polly. I understand it's late out. I know the East
Good night,
Coast.
Polly. East Coast.
East Coast is late. It's late out there. Paulie needs some more coffee. Go get some water and put some coffee in it. We understand you, Holly. I know it's hard. We all have been in your shoes besides being a nurse. I could never do that. I am not strong. Me either. Couldn't do the nurse thing. Not a chance in my life. My sister's a nurse, though. She can do it. She can take care of those people when they're all sick. And I don't have the I just not gifted for that. It's not my calling. Antonio. We got merch on the way. We got t-shirts. I got a hat. I don't know if you've noticed the hat. It says Recovering Addict. I also have another hat over here. But the merch we're going to sell eventually. If you see that, I got to get that. But it says Recovering Addict. I got a vest as well, too. Hey, bring me a vest, bud.
Polly.
Oh, he's
I'm
not over
staying.
there.
I thought everyone was leaving. Everyone thought you were leaving. Oh, you know what's going on. It's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. The shirts are going to be cool.
So I got the vest. Recovering Addict. But the only thing that we'll have for sale shortly
His shirts.
is shirts. And we don't even know how we're going to do it yet. I just ordered a bunch to see if anybody would want one. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll do a great reveal when they get here.
Yeah, we're not banking on it. We're just whatever. Serenity Prayer. Ooh, that would be dope. Serenity Prayer necklace. Yeah, thanks for the idea. Keep that in mind. Can't wait for the merch. March? I'm not marching nowhere. I took a walk today. That's all you're getting out of me. Yeah. This is a good looking hat, huh? Fleece designed it. This is like a leather patch. I don't know if we're going to go. These ones are expensive, man.
Yeah, we'll probably go.
We'll probably just go like black with the red logo that you always see, and they'll just say Recovering Addict. These ones are like $30, man.
I just wanted to see what the leather patch looked like because
Expensive.
she talked me into it. She upsold me. I got upsold.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, this show ain't over until we all say that Serenity Prayer and we give then the last words of the show are we recover better together. Remember that. So until we say the Serenity Prayer, Linky's standing behind us, and then we go, we recover
waiting.
better together. You know, that whole little cheesy thing we do at the end. That's when the show's over.
Did you read? Go back up to Aaron.
Where's
no,
Aaron?
Right above. Nope. Right above C.A. Hadley.
Aaron. I want a shirt that says it says it on the back.
Yeah.
So it says
Got
it
you.
says Recovering Addict, and then
Got
it
you,
says
man.
on the back, we recover better together. You'll see. Just wait. You guys are pulling me out of my surprise stuff.
Surprise. They'll forget. You'll forget. They'll forget.
And if you really, really want to support this channel, I know people keep asking, where do we give money? Where do we give money? We don't, if God, I've placed a link somewhere in descriptions that if God has led somebody to support the channel, they'll find it. But our best support we can have from you right now is seriously liking the videos, sharing the videos, and making sure we get people subscribing. Those three things are the most important. And then if you want to keep up with the books, number 4 is to just use the links that we provide, and that will help support. And what I'm trying to do is just set in something where it's like a win-win. I don't like just a win situation. I like a win-win-win situation. And the more wins we can get, the better.
Like Charlie Sheen.
So if you
Winning.
get a book and we get a little bit of kickback from that, that money goes straight into the account that I pay for, the electricity, the internet, the programs, the Zooms, all that kind of stuff. But don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. I just want a place that is comfortable for people to come. And so those 4 things. You want to support us, like, share, subscribe, and use the links to buy yourself a book from our descriptions. That's all.
And we're out.
That's all. That's it. And it's Saturday night, so I don't really care about leaving right now. You can leave. I'm sticking around.
Polly stayed until the very last second.
Holly Ford?
Polly.
Oh, Polly. I love Polly. I want a mayor like Polly had.
So, Veronica, you meant merch then? Not March.
It's never duck phone. That's
Oh.
my favorite one.
Remember when you said that to me? He said he meant to say the F word and it came out duck, and I sent him a picture of like people going like this.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Thanks, Polly. And yet my new slogan. So we recover better together. And my new slogan for the foundational strength of this channel is you did the 12 steps. Now what?
I like your math there, Raina. Bush hiders.
Thank you, Raina, for pointing that out.
You're
We got
so
people that'll
funny.
pop in and pop out,
You're
you know,
funny.
so it's no big deal. We're here for I mean, in the scheme of things, what does it say in 417 of the big book? And this is where I'm
Amen,
trying to
Naomi.
live my
Amen.
life. I accept that person, place, or thing or situation as being exactly the way it was supposed to be at that moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. So we get 100 likes, we get 2 likes. It was exactly the way it was supposed to happen in God's world.
Yep.
And so I'm living
There's
my
no
life by
accidents.
417. We'll get the support. If God wants this to grow, it'll grow. If God does not want this to grow, it won't grow. And I'm just going to sit back and continue to aggressively, I don't want to say preach, but I teach relapse prevention. And you got to realize that I'm doing it for myself in a sense. You know, there's a selfish side to this because I get to go through all this literature and do what I love and play with technology, and I learn it. And then once I say it again out loud, it sticks. And that's when and then I can contemplate and chew and overthink it. And like I do. And so there's that selfish aspect. But if I can continue to push that message in the spirit of step 12, that's where I'm headed with that, y'all.
Hopefully with you guys. Don't leave us. Oh, did you read Veronica? I put it up there for you.
I'm exactly going to be a little sad when there's so many
Actually.
subscribers you can no longer keep up with our comments. Well, Veronica, that's kind of the point of where I'm headed with the Zoom meetings. Just because life goes back to normal, Zoom will always be around. Our Facebook group will always be around. And you got to realize right now, I mean, everybody sees this growing, and we have had nothing but people trying to push and get us bigger and all that kind of stuff. But you people right here, right now are the very first to be in this. And so you've already obviously gotten close enough to us where we stay up and, you know, we've talked all night. And so there's that good foundational family that's not going to understand this first fill this group, not just us two. This whole group has produced in sobriety. And so it's going to be this cool little thing that comes out where there's this foundation, like, you know, Merds and Pauls and Rainas and Lisas and Bobs and, you know, Alexis and you and Merck and Sober James and all of it, you know, as it grows, they'll never understand this first group that's kicked it off.
You'll be the originals.
The originals.
We'll make you t-shirts.
Oh, we should.
The originals.
Yeah. And then I'll make sure that everybody that right now and like 6 months or a year from now or something, we all join some little email and we all get originals. Shirts.
Oh, we're all going
That's
on a
good
field trip to
idea.
Philly.
Yeah, we're going to go see Polly's. We're going to go to New Jersey, pick up Polly, and he's going to give us a field trip.
Aaron's going to bring the mattress and somebody else was going to bring a box fan, if I remember correctly.
Diana.
Hi, Diana.
She was in the group today. Did Sky ever respond to my question? I never seen it.
What was your question?
How she enjoyed the conversation with Diana.
I didn't see it.
Order won't come till May 10th, April, May 10th. That's fine, man. You
okay.
got to realize I'm not going to blow through this book. And, you know, I only get a couple pages a day. So, I mean, think about that. And we're 365. This book's probably going to take us, 12 steps, 1 week every, man. It could take us up to 2.5 months to get through this book or more.
Alexis, our merch goes on sale when it gets here. It's ordered.
Here's something I found on the web. According to consequences.
Alexa, stop.
I didn't say Alexa. I said Alexis.
She heard Alexis. What you struggling with tonight there, Diana? You want to come on the show? When we send you a link so you can pop in and let us know?
Come talk to us. Veronica, you definitely get an OG t-shirt.
Sunflower seeds. I love sunflower seeds. Got the airman in the box.
Yeah, see?
Awesome.
Holly had the fan
I want an OG t-shirt. There you go. Yeah.
for your 90 days.
Oh,
That can happen. I feel like that can
she's
happen.
getting close to 30 days. How
Yeah.
close are you to 30 days?
About a little more than halfway there, at least.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie Carvery.
I really look forward to the meetings. It's been helping me more outspoken in my treatment. Good. That's what we need. And when you go to your treatment, you let it out. Yes, that's what we. Diana knows all about that. She heard me vomit at the mouth a lot of times. Diana's seen me cry a lot too. It's something about it, man. You would do your steps, you write them in your own handwriting, you got to read them out loud in your own handwriting. About halfway through, you get uppercutted by your own self. You're like, pow!
You got Bruce Lee.
By my own foot. Yeah. It's like kicking myself in the face. I got all choked up and couldn't talk. Moving to, I think we moved to Utah instead. Yeah, dude, we got an awesome recovery. Come to Utah. And we plan on making it even better. I mean, I got plans for downtown Ogden that I just hope come to fruition. Just pray that they do. Oh, and another way that you can support us is if you're a prayer and you're praying to your higher power, put us in your prayers. Like, say our name out loud. We went through with all the kids last night. We went through all the kids with the kids last night. We have a prayer list right here. We prayed for you all, and it's awesome. And if we know you're out there praying for us, and there's power in prayer. I think people underestimate the power of prayer. Pray. And if you were out there praying, please include us in your prayers to that this may be God's will for anybody involved. Oh, yeah, I remember.
She's on the tub. She doesn't want in the tub. On
Who?
it. In it.
In the
Diana.
tub?
Yeah, that's why she was not coming on.
Hey, the last interview I seen in a tub was amazing. Okay. If you've seen
Shout
Tiger
out
King,
to Tiger King, all you cool cats and kittens.
just put a bandana on your head and we will reenact Tiger King with your situation.
Yes.
Come on, Diana, let's do it.
Please.
Just throw a towel over your shoulders. Aw. I know. Diana would cry every time I read my steps. Come to Utah, Bob. I agree. We need to hang out. I'd love to hang out with Bob. I can tell by the way he talks. Where's everyone from? We got Antonio in Texas.
Tejas.
Texas.
Didn't you hear that?
We're from
Governor, or
Utah.
somebody?
Huh?
It was like a news thing.
Oh. It's okay, Diana. I don't take everyone in the tub with me. They don't even know.
Unless you're that one lady in the Zoom meeting. Poor
That poor one
Ashley.
lady. Michigan in the house. Raina, we know you're from Utah. We got Baltimore in the house with Lisa and Real Spill. Merck is in the land of John Wayne.
Diana said if we're still on when she gets out, she'll pop.
No way.
Let's get dressed first.
I bet Merck would love to see a reenactment. Debbie's in Montreal. Oh, sweet. Canada.
I'll link.
My favorite baseball team is the Blue Jays, by the way.
Links from the same house you're in.
Links from this house? What?
Shout out to Link Ty. Living in our house.
That's awesome. How's Merck doing tonight? Got to hang out with
Merck.
Merck and Zoom tonight, and he's always full of awesome things to say. Exactly, like he might be a man of few words, but the words he says, you better freaking be listening. And don't forget to keep praying for Holly, y'all.
We should say a holy prayer together at the end of this.
Like you're all over the place.
You talk for a minute. I need to vape.
He needs to vape.
You done?
Oh,
Do you have
hold
a suggestion?
on.
What?
At the end of this, we should say a holy prayer.
Alicia, don't be sorry. It was funny. Had to be there.
Alicia.
I guess I wasn't there at the Zoom. I was working out with my friend Misha. That's my therapy. She's gonna try and kill me tomorrow. I'm going through such a tough time through prayer, the prayers of you guys, and these meetings together. I'm going to get through it. Of course, you're going to get through
Antonio, your linked spirit animal.
it. Lucky.
Through prayers of you guys in these meetings. Yeah, we're gonna make it, Veronica. You'll see. And the cool thing is you're gonna remember it all, and it's gonna be just a huge blessing. And I believe one day we're all gonna be able to meet. You know, a lot of us will be able to.
Veronica, did you accept my friend request
true.
yet? So we can chat.
Can I say that to Nick?
I want to go to Polly's comment real quick.
Jack, can I say that to
But
Nick?
Antonio says you're his spirit animal. Y'all for helping him. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Mississippi. That's cool. I've been through Mississippi. I never got to go there, but hey, Murd, what do you think? What do you think? I love you, dude. Come on. Don't be scared.
What Jack, could I just say what I said?
Holly. I need the tough love, but I don't think my family is listening. No, we don't think that you do. But tough love is what you'll get from us.
Jack, can I say what I said?
Yes, we know your family's important, but you're addict.
If we're all
says
saved, we can meet together in
alcoholics.
heaven.
Thank you, Linky.
It's true.
Angelo, if you're watching tonight, all the beans are at my house.
Mom brought the beans to our house, Angelo.
Beans in my belly.
So I guess you'll have to come over and visit so you can eat some beans. Beans and tortillas. Because red beans and rice and miss her.
I love you, Mom.
Love you too, buddy.
Let's just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth from AA to just for today. Ooh, self-honesty.
I was going to check Veronica.
The deception of others is nearly always rooted in the deception of ourselves. When we are honest with another person, it confirms that we have been honest with ourselves and with God. That's as Bill sees it in page 17. When I was drinking, I deceived myself about reality, rewriting it to what I wanted it to be. Deceiving others is a character defect. Even if it just is stretching the truth a bit or cleaning up my motives so others would think well of me. My higher power can remove this character defect, but first I have to help myself become willing to receive that help by not practicing deception. I need to remember each day that deceiving myself about myself is setting myself up for failure or disappointment in life and in Alcoholics Anonymous. A close, honest relationship with a higher power is the only solid foundation I've found for honesty with self and with others.
I'll do it again if you'd like.
Link's back there
Whoa.
hitting woes.
Whoa.
Beans and torts are the best, Rena. Hi, Joe.
Go
All
get
right.
you one, Bob. Haven't been on Facebook. I'll check when we're done tonight. I can't wait to spend some time with you. Please.
I just
So
gotta
excited.
hit the
What's up,
bell.
Joes? What's up, cuz?
Hi, cousin.
Jumbo shrimp cocktail. Ugh. Sounds disgusting.
That kind of sounds real
The
good.
worst part about that, aren't cocktails alcohol?
Raina, Link's calling you out.
Yeah, Raina. What's up with these cocktails?
Oh, someone just came out of me.
Millie.
Here's Millie.
Really hit the
My
wall with me.
spunky little bunchy bunch.
Oh, Merck's got the vote. Murd, we all want you on the channel.
Murd.
Murd.
Yeah. Murd.
Let's say it more clearly. Mr. Red.
Mr. Red. Mr. Red. Mr. Red. Mr. Red.
Let's set up a time where Mr. Red gets the whole hour of chitty chit chat. It'll be like a speaker meeting. So I think on Friday nights or Saturday nights or whatever night, I don't care. Through the books, we'll go through the book. We'll take a break at least once or twice a week to have speaker guests and that kind of stuff, interviews and yada yada. Yeah.
Sardine sandwiches, like kipper snacks, those are pretty good.
But there has to be an agreement that if Murd does it,
Wait, it's Mr. Red.
Merck does it.
Look at Antonio.
What do you guys think about that? If Murd comes on the show, Merck has to come on the show. If Mr. Red comes on the show, then Merck has to come on the show.
And then Mark has to come on the show.
They're both named Mark.
Mark and Mark.
No, it's just Merck.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Mark Young and Mark.
Will you please don't do that to mature? Thanks.
I don't know.
Wait, is Mr. Red? Yes, Antonio.
$2 a pound last fall. The shrimp boat would pull right up to the dock. Ooh, I'll bet it's awesome.
You got fresh shrimp? Lucky.
Brett Fogg. That's the guy you want to talk to if you want some fresh seafood.
Oh, it's
Millie, you're just like bumping everything.
I thought it was Murred the whole time.
Who said that?
Antonio. Like Red Room, but different.
I thought it was murder.
Murred.
Murred.
Red.
Murd, what do you think if you come on?
Yes, Veronica, please do come on.
Merc, I hear that. You guys are all zooming.
Hey, you went to a Zoom meeting today.
Yes.
Merc, and Mark are all in.
Absolutely. Oh, and don't forget about the giveaway next Tuesday. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I'll put the link
7
back in.
people. I got 7 people now
You're
in
really
for the
good
drawing. So we got Cody, who's on Venmo. Gina, she didn't give us the name. Aaron, who's got PayPal. So we'll be sending it to PayPal if she wins. Bob, who if he wins, he said buy books. And Veronica, we didn't get your apps or nothing name. And then we got Bryson and Petey. And Bryson, we don't have any way to send it to you yet if you win. And then Petey Joyner, he said buy books. So
We did too. Look, click on Aaron Yost. Down, right there.
we did too, and made us rethink your entire lives.
Minds are blown, Mr. Red.
All of a sudden, we're gonna have 2 new subscribers with different names. It's gonna be like Clint Eastwood, and then probably what would be opposite of that? I don't know.
Mr. Green.
What Antonio said. Mark first Corona. No, Mr. Red.
I'm done.
Ooh, did you guys know Chuck Norris has been confirmed with coronavirus?
Chuck Norris has been confirmed with the coronavirus.
Yeah, coronavirus is now day 14 in quarantine.
So they quarantined coronavirus.
And yes,
like
Miss
it.
Hadley, time does fly by. My kids are getting way too big.
I'm already 12.
Yeah, Miss Hadley. That was 10 years ago we met. Can you believe that? 10 years ago we met out there on the base. We all got hired on together. She was in your group,
She's
huh?
in my group.
And then our group came next.
Watched you drill a hole in your hand.
Holly's got a question for everybody in the comments. Get ready.
Ooh, Veronica, does that mean you're going to send me money?
Thank you.
Just ignore it, Antonio. We're going to pretend we never heard it.
You know what? If we're going to do a talk with having Murd on the show and then Merc, we might as well just have them both on at the same time and let them just banter back and forth and make us laugh. It might just well be a funny show. What do you think about that? Merc and Murd on the show at the same time. Can I get a hallelujah? Amen. Raise your hand.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Where's Medea?
Where's Medea? What are we seconding Aaron about? Pretend we never heard. Oh, we heard it. I got it recorded. I'm gonna play it now from now on.
Whoa. Here's a really inspiring quote.
It can be handled. Raina says yes.
3.
The comedy duo. We could have you guys come on like every Sunday night just to cheer us up for the week.
Yeah.
You guys come on for a good 40 minutes. Both of y'all at the same time.
Oh, everybody's giving you hallelujah. Your fingers still numb. I was just telling Dustin about that the other day because I watched him drill a hole in his hand too.
I have a quote.
Hallelujah.
Even when you're
Hallelujah.
mad, think before you talk the words. You say,
Start over.
Okay. Even when you are mad, think before you talk. The words you say can only be forgiven, not forgotten.
Ooh, the words you say can only be forgiven, not forgotten.
We're officially friends, Veronica.
Yes. Could the public? We'll make it private.
Heads will roll when our
Petey
powers
says
collide.
yes.
Which LT?
Yeah, 10 years, no doubt. Hallelujah. Well,
Hallelujah.
it sounds like you guys have to come on the show now, Merc and Murd. Or y'all might be lucky enough to catch him in Saturday on the Zoom.
Ooh, we should call him Wait.
Did you give him a virtual hug? Yeah. Did Holly ask the question?
I haven't seen it yet.
What's the question, Holly? We're waiting. Privately done.
A monumental moment.
You guys can catch him on Zoom on Saturday. Merc was there today. I don't know if Mert will be able to, if that's a good time for Mert or not, but Saturdays at 3, Zoom, and a boom, boom. That is.
I got it. Murmurk.
Starting it. Okay. She's a typing.
I got it down.
Oh, you
Yes.
figured out Zoom?
Over an hour. It's okay.
Sweet.
Now you learned something new. That's
Yeah.
good.
When Mr. Ed and Murk come on, we gotta call him Murmur.
Murd will be the next one. You guys want to answer Holly's question for her? She said
There
so.
might be
If she
more.
succeed, then that's all supported.
I feel like the next
She
part's
feels like
gonna
there's
say-
no support if she's still drinking.
Yeah.
Dad, I got their name.
Support looks different when you're drinking than it does when you're
Murmur.
sober.
Yeah, support looks completely different when you're drinking than when you're sober.
So, people are gonna be on the show. I mixed their names. Murmurk.
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 That's like a manly mermaid.
Murmurk.
A murmurk.
Murmurk. That's a fun word.
You keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
That's fun. Ontario. Yeah. All right. Canada. Good. That's what we're here to help you. But like Felice said, support and help while you're drinking is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. And if you get mad at us when we poke at the addict and get you sober later, then we're happy to do that. But just like Bob says, Holly, we love you unconditionally. And we understand exactly where you're at. We're just going to tell you stuff you don't want to hear. And then once you get into the sobriety side of things and the support, it gets a lot more comfortable and staying sober. And then we support each other through the tough times of sobriety. But right now we're talking to the person we know is back there behind the addict. And when we have to talk to the addict, it's a little rough. And I've had to go through it. Anybody that's in this chat that's sober has gone through it. It's not fun. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're not being ridiculed. You're being asked the hard questions.
Yeah.
But we do love you and we do support you and we do know that you love your family. And I asked you that question because I want you to chew on it and I want it to eat at you because obviously it is.
Wait, she's gonna chew on it.
Because it's an important question to ask yourself.
So I just thought of something. Addicts are like sandpaper. They're rough, but soon it'll be smooth.
I failed for 40 years,
Did anybody
Holly.
hear that?
Bob failed. We've all failed. Lisa, she's gone through her failures. Veronica's gone through her failures. She hasn't even hit 30 days yet. I bet you $100 Merd's failed. $100.
Did anybody hear that?
Antonio, have you failed? I'll bet you have. I bet you there's not one person in here who hasn't failed and knows exactly what you're going through.
And it's not so much about answering the hard questions, it's contemplating the hard questions.
And she is.
I
She's
just
definitely chewing on it.
I just thought about something.
What?
Addicts are like sandpaper. They're rough, but they make something smooth. Well, recovering addicts.
Yes.
And I really suggest, Holly, that you find yourself a good counselor
Good sponsor.
and a good sponsor.
Pete's failed. Oh, yeah. I'm a 40-year failure. Right here, my tags tell me I failed 47
Yep.
days. And how many times I failed before I found
Yep.
a group, how many times I failed before I went to my IOP, with going through meth, going through gel. Man, my life is a pile of failure.
And just keep coming back, and we're still going to be here, Holly.
And I had counselors tell me stuff I did not want to hear. Boy, I would get mad. I had to rewrite assignments in my IOP because they told me I did it wrong, because it's a specific way it needs to be done, because they had to get through the addict. You got to get through the addict that's telling you the excuses.
You gotta get through the attic to get to the basement.
Certified failed here. We all got that patch, certified failure on our shoulder.
We all fail.
Ooh.
Nobody's perfect.
I just have another wise words. You gotta get through the attic to get to the basement. See, the attic is in the top, but the basement is at rock bottom.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but you have to
It's like
get.
a house.
You have to go through the attic to get to the basement. This is.
Well, no, you have to go to the basement to get to
His brain thinks in
It
puns.
went backwards. He said you could
the
get to
It
the,
went backwards.
you got to go through the basement to get to the attic.
Yes.
Got it.
I don't know if y'all remember Dale's story. Dale, sorry if I said it wrong. But Dale's story, his story is when his first day in IOP after he detoxed and was able to meet the group, he was with my counselor, Rick Visser, and Rick told him, "You love your drugs more than you love your family." He got so mad, he got up and flung the chair and stuck it into the wall. And it took that thought, that to chew on, that he had, then it finally kicked in like, wow, am I on the right path to this stuff? Maybe.
I like what Corey said. Yeah.
You never lose by failing. You lose by quitting. Yes, absolutely. You might be upset with yourself and perceiving it wrong. Yeah. Yep. Agree with Antonio on that one. But this tuna fish sandwiches are 100% success.
All the way from the parking lot.
Is there any crumbs left on that plate, Bob?
Mm.
It's not easy, Holly, but there's hope for us all. You got to be mentally strong, but it's not, but delivers from evil. Yes. Back in the wagon again. Dang it. I wanted to interview in the tub. That would have been funny.
Mhm.
You could have wore a shirt, but you had to wear a bandana for sure. Oh, Merc and Murd come on the show together. One dressed as Joe, one dressed as Jeff.
We'll provide the tigers.
What do you think about that one, Merc and Murd? That would be fun.
Call it the Merc and Murd Show.
You're not alone, Holly. We're still here. We still love you.
I'm still by your side.
Dang, yeah, he's been around. They call him the Jedi.
You were my age.
And they don't call him the Jedi for a reason, man. He pulls out that sword and he smacks you upside the head with it. I've been in the hot seat many, many times. You feel judged, you feel attacked, but it's your addict telling you that. And then once you come around, you understand that, wait a minute, this is all my fault. Dang it. Amen, Corey. Why not? Dude, that would be so funny. Can't say no now.
It's a must. LT will be in the bathtub.
No, I'm gonna dress up like a tiger. You get to dress up like Carol.
Oh, everybody's gonna hate me.
Everybody's gonna hate you, but that's okay. You'll get over it.
Okay.
And Merc will be Jeff or Joe, and Murd will be Jeff or Joe.
Who am I gonna be?
You can be a white tiger.
Yes.
Or you could be, I don't know. Choose one.
Choose your character.
Yep.
That
Sunny
is-
Bunny. And this cute little puppy. Her or him.
Sunny Bunny. That picture's not even a bunny.
You feel like you do, Holly, because you've been drinking. Yeah. Amen. Alcohol's talking now. We haven't always been sober and clean. That's why we're here. Yep. We've all been where you're at. I mean, it's nothing new. You're not doing anything we haven't done, and you're not experiencing anything we haven't experienced, and you're not going through anything we haven't gone through to get where we are. You're just a little bit further behind in the process. But we're all at different stages in recovery. You know, I'm at six months technically, 8-9 months when I started getting better. I know we got Veronica creeping up on 30. We got Cody W creeping up on 30. We got Bob in the comments who's got years. Merck who's got years. Antonio, I think he's got. What are you on, Antonio? I think you're in the teens now. I'm not sure. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Veronica's coming.
I'm fighting every day. My husband's a blackout alcoholic I could use. I have so many reasons and excuses to do it, but I have to choose myself every day. And yesterday I was watching my aunt die. I was I was next to her on her deathbed, and she's one of my awesome aunts that would come and visit me in jail, and she's always been there for me. And I grew up with her at her house, and she was my aunt that I was close to, and I was next to her bed, watching. I could have used that excuse. I loved her so much. I just need to drink now because she died at about 4 o'clock today. But I know where and I felt bad for my uncle and just all the family, just watching them be sad. And I could have used that as an excuse today or yesterday, my whole weekend, and people that weren't in recovery would have bought it too. If I went to work and be like, I got smashed this weekend, and they said, oh, why? Like my aunt died, and they would be like, oh, I understand. No, it's not right. I would come to my recovery family and be like, I got smashed this weekend because my aunt died. And they'd be like, that's not recovery. Recovery is being able to get through situations like this and be strong through them and not have to go back to drugs. We are the problem. Like Polly and Tommy said, we are the problem. We tried to use drugs and alcohol as a solution, but we're the problem.
I like what Raina said. We're here to support your recovery.
Yes.
We missed Veronica's 30 days. It's today.
Shut up.
I know. I didn't see it either.
Play the video.
Now I feel like poop.
This is all on Felice, everybody, just so you know.
Play the video, Dad.
She's the one that tracks the birthdays. I'm
See,
blaming
Holly,
her.
We all failed. I just failed
long.
Veronica horribly and forgot that today was her 30 days. It's even on my spreadsheet. It's the 18th. There it is. Right there. Right in front of me. Terrible, terrible.
Well, at least I got one of these loaded for you, Veronica.
LT's the savior.
I'm always prepared, at least with something. So, Veronica, this is for you. I hope I've clicked the right one. 30 days, you say?
We'll have some. Congratulations,
Veronica.
You can go ahead and just unfriend me right now.
I'm sorry that Felice messed that up.
We were friends for 5 minutes and I screwed it up already.
Wow, Sonny, 26 years. See, man, we got all kinds of wisdom, and it just, man, and nothing changes, huh, Sonny? 26 years ago, was there any difference in the way the addict and the mind of an alcoholic thinks and speaks? Nada. Yes, it is awesome. It's tough.
It's been 2 hours.
30 days, man. So, Veronica, this is my warning to you at 30 days. From what I witnessed at my 5 months for my IOP, I saw people come and go. They'd get their 30 days, but something from 30 to 60, there is like in there somewhere. And it was 47 days for me. There's a bump in the road. The addict's going to come back on its second attack, like a huge attack, trying to talk you into drinking any excuse that it can get. And for me, it was an excuse to prove to myself that I was in control. And it tricked me, and I fell, and I stumbled, and I fell. But so the next 30, on your way to 60, be hyper vigilant. Take the tools we've learned and just go a little bit harder in your program now. I know you've been doing all the good things up to 30 days, and everything you're doing is on point. But now it's time to increase it. Just push that gas just a little bit harder, and let's get you to 60 days. Yep. Amen. Amen, Aaron. I'm proud of you for telling on yourself, and I wouldn't have been easier if you lied. Yep. Amen. Good job. That's what we got to do. We we go, we stand up, we fell, we talk about it. We talk about it until it clicks and we just press on. Press on.
Well, Veronica forgot too.
She did?
Yeah. She said, guys, I actually forgot to. I guess we can still be friends. I like Sunny Bunny. Absolutely not. But no. I just read it. What did it say?
Absolutely
It's
not.
Still
It's still done
one day at a time.
Awesome.
All right, there. You don't have to choose to stop forever, just for today.
I'm going to switch my camera battery, so it's going to be black just for a second. You will forever remember my relapse.
It'll be
See,
black.
Diana was there for mine.
Yeah,
It'll be
she was
black.
there for all my
But we'll be
hard
back.
questions as well.
Goodbye.
Oh, I cried in front of you too.
Diana if she wants to come on, and then she can talk about my relapse.
Diana, do you want to come on and talk about LT's relapse? 5 years. Good job, Joe. Proud of you.
Excuse me.
Joe's my cousin. I learned so much from y'all. I'm the baby in the group. Oh, cute Antonio, little baby.
Where's your stool, bud? Stool?
Oh, Tracy. I'm the daughter of an addict and now finally have
Oh, it's
a
on the
relationship
porch.
with my father after 30 years. He's been sober for 43. That's awesome, Tracy. Congrats.
Bring me on. Okay. Give me a sec, Diana. I'm
Good
going to
night,
click
Antonio.
a couple buttons and bring you on.
Super proud of you, Veronica. That's amazing. We were here for her day 1, day 2, something right there.
We've been there through, I think day 2 is when we met Veronica.
That's awesome.
30 days is crazy. I never thought 30 days was possible. And you had some hard stuff. You're doing that stuff with your family, and you were out of service and couldn't connect, and the coronavirus. And I mean, you picked a real tough time, and most people would cave and give all kinds of excuses right now in this stress. You know what I mean? But good job. Let me get my headphones on.
My headphones. I like that you call me First Lady, Antonio.
First lady. That's funny. Diana!
Yes.
Hey, fam.
What's up? This is like our second Zoom meeting, kind of.
No, my gosh.
Hey, fam.
How's it going? Hey,
Good.
nephew.
You want to talk about what you saw on your side of when I went through my relapse?
Oh
I'm
my
just gonna-
god.
Yeah, go.
Here we go. So LT came into rehab after me. Was it like, I think it was like a month and a half after me, something like that. And so here comes this guy, okay? This cocky
Hey,
guy. No.
tell it how it is.
He was cool. Like, he was really cool, but I was like, oh my gosh, this guy, like, seriously, like, he was so frustrated about being there. And then he relapsed. And he told us about his relapse. And it was like, I remember sitting there thinking, this is the biggest bullshit excuse for a relapse I've ever heard. I'm sorry, but that's
No,
what
that's
it
good.
was. So it was like something like he wanted to prove that he could only drink so much or something like that. So we were all kind of just sitting there. I think Rick was out, so we didn't really get to process it, right?
Yeah, it was like there was like 3 or 4 transitions that week, so I didn't say nothing.
Right.
And then Rick was gone like that Friday and Monday, so it was like a whole nother week before we got to talk about it with the counselor.
Yeah. So then it's like family night. And he's trying to like tell Rick, why he relapsed. And then poor Felice is like, I understand it. And then, she kind of was like, poor Rick, poor Felice. Oh my gosh. But that night, something switched in LT. And from then on, it was like this brand new person. It was like, he came in and he just started taking it so seriously, like being so serious about his work he was doing, his steps. Like, he started sharing more. he would share and stuff, but like it was amazing the transformation that happened with LT. And I was like, damn. Yeah. You know, I don't suggest relapsing. It's you know, it happens, and you know, you can't beat yourself up for it, and the best thing you can do is come forward and be honest about it. But something happened to LT after that relapse, and he's been amazing to watch. I think his transformation to me, and there was a lot of people in there that I've seen from day one that walked in and seen their transformation. It was so cool. But for some reason, LT's was the most inspirational, I think, for me. So, and then he became my brother, and then I got this whole cute little family now.
Yeah.
We love you.
I love you guys too.
I loved after my relapse, because up to then I was fighting having to be at rehab. You know, my whole house was tore apart. Remember, I was still remodeling, and I had 180 million excuses to leave. You and Rob talked me off the cliff of leaving a few times out there in the smoke area. But now I look back, and even then I was, after that relapse, I loved like every minute of group. I look forward to being there.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Like, there were days where I was there and I'm like, I just, you know, like, I don't ever want to leave. And then there were days where I'm like, I just want to be freaking done. Yeah. And now that it's done, like, well, I still like go back twice a week, but I miss it, you know. Well, I miss our group. But
our group was awesome.
We were pretty cool. So yeah, but you've been like a huge, like, seeing your transformation has been so cool to watch, and seeing what you've done with your recovery is just badass. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm glad you are too.
Me too.
That's pretty awesome.
Way awesome. Cool. Well, thank you. So how's it going with your problem you were talking about earlier? You don't have to get into details, but how are you handling it? How are you getting through without wanting or using?
I'm just getting through it. You know, I have been hitting some extra Zoom meetings when I'm feeling pretty down. Tonight I had a pretty rough moment. That's why I was in the tub, because I went in the tub to cry.
That's where I cry.
I know, like,
They
my
were
kids
twins.
have seen me cry so much in the last few days. I'm just kind of like, you know, so I went in the tub. But I just miss my grandson so much. You know, like, I know it's been 2 days since I've seen him, but my daughter's just a lost little soul right now, and she's saying that we can't see him anymore. She's all, I hope you enjoyed your time with your grandson, because you're never going to see him again. And I know that's not true, but it still is like, I'm worried about her and the environment she's in. She's living with her ex-boyfriend's dad, who is a severe alcoholic. And so, yeah, I'm concerned for my daughter and my grandson right now. And she did a pretty shitty thing the other night. And yep, poor Barry went to jail.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, dang.
He's such a good dude too.
Such a good guy. As the cops were taking him away, I'm like, that's my ex-husband. And he's allowing me to stay in his home right now because I can't go back to my house because my stepdad is on hospice, and with the virus and everything, they just can't have anything in the house. I said, what other ex-husband would let his ex-wife stay here? You know, I'm like, he's an amazing person, an amazing dad. I said, you guys arresting him is such crap. I said, my daughter is lost soul right now. So,
you got the wrong guy.
Yeah, it was pretty rough to watch, but yeah, he's pretty down in the dumps, but we're all getting through it. Steve came up today and we all went and played baseball at the park with the kids and my ex-husband, my boyfriend and my ex-husband. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, I miss my grandson tonight. I'm struggling with that, but I hit extra meetings and I jump on your YouTube channel, and you know, it's just when things like this happen, because when this happened the other night, I was having the worst anxiety attack, and that was the first time in a long time that I've wanted to numb, you know. Yeah. But I didn't, you know. I allowed myself to feel those feelings, and I'm allowing myself to feel those feelings. And I know that you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And, you know, she'll come around. I'm hoping sooner rather than later, and hoping that she doesn't get herself into a bad situation. So
Yeah, she'll come around for sure.
yeah. But yeah, it's hard because I feel for people who relapse. Who is it that relapsed?
Holly, yeah.
Yeah. And awesome for you coming forward and telling people about it, because that's got to be so hard. But every day we kind of have to make that choice. You know, we have to think. We have so many reasons to use. We have reasons we could use every day. We could find a reason to use every single day, but there's so many more reasons not to. So
it's true.
But keep coming back, Holly. You can do this. And anybody else struggling, like, we're all struggling in our own ways, especially right now. Kind of the world's going crazy. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yep. Stay clean, stay sober. I'd be in such a worse state right now if I used, like, it. I would be way worse off. I wouldn't be helping anybody. So
No.
yeah. But you guys are awesome. And LT, like, seriously, I'm so glad you brought me on to tell about that, because that was like, you really were. It was like two different people. One person came into rehab and another person left.
Yeah, I feel like it too.
Yeah. So it's been cool to watch. Like, it's funny because you came in and we were like, what the hell? Like, you don't get to go home. Like, quit trying to leave, you know? We all have shit to do.
That's what Rob kept telling me. He's like, just stick around, dude. Just he would always go, dude, just stay. I'm like, fine.
Yeah. Well, I remember your I can't remember what assignment was. It was right after your relapse. Oh my gosh. I can't remember what it was, but it was like
he made me do a recap on step 1 or no.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was,
one?
but it was very like emotional. And I think you were talking about how
because I didn't do step 1 until after I relapsed. So what's right before step 1?
Was it character defects? No. No.
It was something, and he gave me like a recap on it. Jim gave it to me.
I'm trying to think of what it is.
I got them all right here. I'll find it. Keep talking.
But I remember, like, you talked about Felice in there, and how it was unfair what you had put her through, and how it was, you saw what you would put your family through. And it was like, it was cool to hear. It was pretty emotional.
Oh, it's relapse step 1.
Ah.
Yep, there it is. Yep, that was my extra assignment for relapsing.
Yep. But yeah, ever since then though, like every time he'd read, I was like, here we go. I'm gonna cry. I know it.
Here comes the waterworks.
Every time you and Rob would read, I would just bawl. I'm like, here we go. Get the damn tissues out. Here we go.
I loved it when Rob read too.
Oh my gosh, right.
And we had a good group.
We did have a really good group. But yeah. I love all your faces.
Right.
But in your transformation, it's been so cool to see. It's been awesome to watch and to see all these, like every day on Facebook, when you're like, welcome our new members, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, because it kind of started out with action people, you know, like,
yep.
And it has grown so much, and to see all these people from around the world, and to be on Zoom with somebody from Ireland today, like that is so cool. Like how many people you're reaching.
Yeah, it's amazing, huh?
It's badass.
And it's cool reaching that dude from Ireland, because of the stigma that's there is worse than it is here. I didn't realize that until he started explaining it. And so that we actually get to be a vent and a release for him and his struggles is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's crazy. Like me and Steve were talking about that. I'm like, can you imagine like being an alcoholic in Ireland? God, like,
right.
That would be crazy.
Irish pubs everywhere. Like, holy
That's what
cow,
they're
like
known
that.
for, is drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's a huge stigma over there. So, but yeah, it's been cool to watch.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you want to stick around and say the Serenity Prayer with us?
Absolutely.
Linky.
We gotta get Linky back.
He's coming back. Link time.
Link! How's the other nephew doing?
Good. He's over at his dad's tonight.
Oh,
So
cool.
since his dad got clean, he's been hanging out with him quite a bit, pretty much every weekend now. He wants to get it. He hasn't been able to get to know his real dad until just a month or two ago.
Oh, I love that. That's cool.
So yeah, it's really cool. And then he's making pretty good improvements too. Remember all the stuff I was telling you about in group about him? And
Yeah, he's doing good. Good.
Okay, let me read this comment real quick. It says, dude, he came in down sounding, left in sounding like he was hopeful and smiling. Yep, exactly, bro. Yep, I agree with Polly. Yes, Aaron, it was awesome. Yeah, that was an awesome Zoom meeting today. Okay.
Very cool.
God,
God,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks for having me. I love you guys. Holly Stick, you got this, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Dan, I'll talk to you mañana.
All right.
Sounds
Good.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
guys.
And that's
Pasta
Diana,
la
who I spent
pasta.
5 months in IOP with. She saw my addict firsthand. She saw my battle with my addict firsthand. The addict won a lot more. The addict wins not only when you go back to drinking or use a drug. The addict wins when you live in character defects, and she saw all of it. Yeah, I've been powerless, but I have to keep believing that I can get through this struggle every day. Amen, John.
Amen.
Until tomorrow, y'all stay strong, keep working your program, and remember, we recover better together.